Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dreams Unlimited Travel Podcast. My name is John Magi, and I'll be your host. And in this episode, we're going to tell you all about what's new and what's coming to Walt Disney World in Florida. I'm joined at the table by our panel of experts, Client Services Manager for Dreams Unlimited Travel, Kevin Close.
Hi, everybody.
Agent Consultant for Dreams Unlimited Travel, Tracy Heinrichs.
Hi, everyone.
And back in our production facility, we have our producer, Craig Williams.
Hi.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Very excited. There's a lot of cool stuff at Walt Disney World, a lot of stuff that's already been released and we've had a chance to experience, but a lot of really neat stuff coming in 2020. So excited to share that with you and talk about it and share our experiences and our feelings of what we're looking forward to and that sort of thing. So let's jump right in. A big thing that's happened, the biggest thing that's happened is Rise of the Resistance at Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios has opened officially. Big event, big ride everyone was waiting for. Tons of coverage on it. If you watch the Diz or go to any of our sites on our social media, you can see that we have covered it extensively and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Unbelievable ride.
It was incredible. And this is from somebody who's never seen a Star Wars movie. I'm not a fan of the entire world of that. I don't understand a lot of it. But this attraction was like, I don't even know. People ask me, well, what was it like? I don't know. Like, it was so hard to describe.
It's like so many different rides, but yet its own ride,
Yep.
and it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to do a review of it. I don't need to think we need to talk through it. I just think you need to know that you have to come and experience this ride. I'm going to ask you a question. Kevin asked me this. Would Kevin enjoy it, knowing his hatred of Star Wars?
Again, I don't hate Star Wars. It's apathy.
It's just not your thing. It's not what you're into, which is fine.
I think if he entered it with an open mind. No, I think he would, because I think if you take it for what it is, the hard part I found was getting wrapped in not knowing backstory. And Chris is like, it doesn't matter. Forget the backstory. And once I did that, I was okay with it. Like, it really, you can appreciate what this is.
I think that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
However, I'm not getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
You don't have to anymore.
I don't believe her. There was a great deal of buzz around it. Mm-hmm. I will see it eventually. Mm-hmm. And I think anything that sort of moves everything forward does that for everybody.
Yep. I agree.
I think that's awesome. I'm looking forward to, how do I put it? The innovation.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
yes.
good.
Two things I want to mention. First of all, I've put this on my social media. This ride is perfectly fine, as a matter of fact, nice for big people.
Yeah.
If you're a larger person and you're always worried about, am I going to fit on this ride? Is it going to hurt? Because they put those
because sometimes you fit, but maybe you shouldn't have because it hurts.
Am I going to be able to breathe through the entire ride?
Right. Yeah, will I die if the ride stops halfway through?
Exactly.
That's a big question.
And someone going to need a wrench.
It's certainly not an issue with this ride at all. As a matter of fact,
it's not even close.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, from what I know, and I may be wrong, if you are someone who needs a wheelchair or a scooter, you have to transfer to the ride mechanism. I do not believe that there is a vehicle that can fit a scooter. Craig is agreeing with me. Okay.
I had taken a scooter through the queue. So we had our boarding group, and when we went through the queue, I had taken my scooter with me, and there was a point where they said, are you able to stand and walk for 10 minutes? And I was. And that was, so there is that point. Now, if I said no, I think they still would, I could have used the scooter up to the point of getting on the ride vehicle, but there would have been no way for me not to transfer.
Yes.
There's a point where you have to walk for 10 minutes?
There are sections of this experience where I think...
it's not walking for 10 minutes, but there's things happening.
Right.
So you're standing watching something happen.
Right.
And then you're moving through. So it's not like...
Sorry about that.
It's not a 10-minute walk.
Yeah.
It's
Gotcha.
just they needed to make sure I could be on my feet for 10. And I don't think it was 10 minutes. I think they overextended it. But yeah.
So again, excellent ride. You have to come. You have to do it. Just stop being weird about it.
I think if you're a fan of theme parks...
Yes, that's a good way to say it. It's true.
New rides, pushing the envelope, Disney magic.
Yeah.
Certainly Disney magic.
That's the part I think I would enjoy.
Yeah.
The Imagineers knocked it out of the park.
And I said this is Disney at its best. when I got off it. That's how I felt. This is Disney being Disney. This is really like going beyond.
This is not a store-bought attraction.
Yes.
Correct. All right, the next new thing that happened this year, we've talked about this and there's been reports about it and reviews of it, but the Grand Destino Tower at Coronado Springs has opened. Wonderful addition to Walt Disney World as far as rooms. Surprising, it's still a moderate resort in my opinion.
It's a sexy hotel.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I like the rooms a lot. I like the hotel a lot. You had a chance to stay in a
I have not yet.
room yet?
I've not even made it over to the tower yet. But what I can tell you is that I'm finding a nice niche for my clients who often are deluxe. You know, for example, I had a client contact me and say, we always stay at the Polynesian, but because we want to travel at Christmas, we can't. And it's a nice in-between. Because don't you find, like you said, it's surprising it's still a moderate.
Surprising it's still a
But you
moderate.
stay in the tower and it's kind of giving you more of a deluxe feel at less of the deluxe price. So
it
I think it's
definitely-
really filling a market kind of in the middle there.
And there's a great Disney connection
Right.
with Walt and Salvador Dali. And I think it's a really beautiful hotel. And there's a lounge up on the top floor adjacent to Toledo that I think is pretty spectacular.
Great views, cool place to hang out.
And
for sure.
I'm not talking about the drinks. I think I had Diet Coke, but it's a pretty spectacular place to hang out.
And I also want to say too, I had a chance to see one of the refurbished rooms at Coronado. Incredible job.
Remember when I told you after I had stayed
Yeah.
in one of them? I loved it. I think it's one of my favorite rooms on property. I love it.
I gotta tell you, they did a really great job with those rooms.
Yep.
For sure. Next up, again, already opened. So again, lots of coverage of it and a lot of reviews out there online. You can go see all the pictures and stuff at Disney's Riviera Resort. This is their latest Disney Vacation Club property, or as they call it, a deluxe villa resort. I got a chance to see it and stay in a room. I think it's beautiful. It's an absolutely beautiful hotel. It's a great addition to Disney. I felt like it was lacking some of the Disney touches in terms of artwork and stuff. But what I found out was I didn't go to the right places. Because apparently there's a ton of artwork throughout this hotel that I just didn't see. So my impression was this is a beautiful hotel. It didn't feel very Disney to me, but now I think I need to go back and see it again.
What type of room did you stay in there?
I stayed in a one-bedroom.
Okay.
So perfect. I mean, beautiful vacation club style room, well appointed. Everything was beautiful, well done. Decorations and appointment wise, they'd have a really great pull down bed in the living room. So the bed is sort of a Murphy bed that comes out of the wall, but it's not, the Murphy bed like at was it Pop Century, which scares me. This one is like a real solid bed that came out of the wall, so really can accommodate a lot of guests in the room. I think Craig has had a chance to stay there and see it. Craig, what was your opinion of Riviera?
I did not stay in the room, but I was there for the day. I think it is a beautiful resort. It's not my aesthetic. Like I didn't enjoy hanging out there. There wasn't a lot there for me. But I think it kind of reminded me of Old Key West in a way. Like
I agree.
I think the people who will go up to Topolino's and enjoy that restaurant, I think that like it's the same people who are diehards about Olivia's and the people who love the gurgling suitcase or whatever it's called. I think they will enjoy the pool bar here. I don't know. I hate Old Key West. It is my least favorite resort.
Wow.
But-
Such a strong word, hate.
Harsh.
I don't know. I
and it's my
really
favorite.
do.
But you know what? That's what it's
Yeah,
all about.
I think
But
it's because the first place I lived when I moved to Florida, it was trying to be Key West, and so it was a complete dump. I mean, my rent was $700 a month, so if you can kind of put that together for a 3-bedroom townhouse, you can put together how much of a dump it was. So that just kind of sunk in with Old Key West. But it's got all the amenities you can want. Its location, proximity to that Skyliner station, just incredible. Lots of walking paths take you over to Caribbean Beach, which of course they've done a knockout job renovating that entire resort. So I think it has enough selling points, but for me personally, it's just not a hit.
Craig, did you see rooms there? Did you tour the rooms?
I have been in the Tower Studio.
That's the one I'm going to ask you about. So tell me about the Tower Studio.
It is tiny.
I'm hearing like cruise cabin tiny.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. No. The bathroom is bigger than the living area, that's how it feels like.
And you know the story of that. There's no real bed. That is the Murphy bed that pulls out, and that's the only place to sleep. So it's small.
Okay.
It's definitely small, but they're trying to fit that sort of niche of what might be missing in other places, the lower point accommodations and also lower price point.
Okay. I think it would be perfectly acceptable for a young couple that's maybe there for a long weekend, that they are going to be in the parks from dawn till the end of the
Or even if you're
night.
a family and you decide we're going to put people in a one bedroom, we need one place for somebody else.
Right. Yeah.
Grandma, grandpa, somebody who's going with you.
I could see that.
It's certainly if it's a need. I want to remind folks, Riviera Resort can be booked with cash, so it's not just by cash. I mean,
or credit card,
not DVC points,
returnable bottles.
Exactly. So, or a million Disney gift cards. You can use a million. So we talk about it because you can book it as a regular guest. All right, let's move on. So those are the things that are already done. Very excited about a lot of those things. But here's what's coming up. On January 17th, 2020, the Beauty and the Beast sing-along.
Oh.
Ooh, did you know about this?
I didn't, but I'm thinking, what time are we getting out of here?
Today, you're going to hang around for 2 more weeks? Is that what you're going to do?
January 17th.
January 17th, 2020. So we had a chance to experience it. Craig and I did as part of a preview. It was very fun. It certainly spoke to a certain audience. I think kids are going to love it. It's a lot of fun. It's in the French Pavilion, right?
Yes, and sharing the same theater as Impressions de France.
Right.
Everyone always yells at me for pronouncing that wrong.
That was fine.
So
Impressions de France. And it was, it's supposedly, don't know for sure, it's going to be sort of a trade-off of they'll show Beauty and the Beast sing-along and then they'll do the regular show on and off during the day. But
is this live?
It is not live. It's a movie and it's a sing-along, but everybody in the audience is encouraged to sing because they put the words up. And it's not Beauty and the Beast. It's a derivative story using Beauty and the Beast. How did you do?
Yeah.
Because it's not exactly the story of the movie. It's based on a...
So do you sing Beauty and the Beast songs?
You do absolutely sing Beauty and the Beast songs. You see the Beauty and the Beast characters, but let's put it this way. The story you're watching is told from a different perspective.
Gotcha.
From someone in the movie, you watch the movie from you enjoy this story through their perspective. So it's a cute little twist on it.
Who?
No spoilers.
He was on the poster for it, so yeah.
La Fou.
Oh. I don't know who that
is. He's Gaston's sidekick.
I was just kidding.
So I thought it was fun.
It was like he was expecting a bigger reaction, though, wasn't he?
Mrs. Potts is what I was thinking.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It's not going to change the world. It's not Rise of the Resistance. It's not going to mean there's going to be, a virtual queue for it.
You have to walk for 10 minutes.
Can you stand? But fun, right?
It injects more Disney into Epcot, and that's what they want.
And that's what they're trying to do, I guess, right?
They're accomplishing it with it, for sure.
Excellent. All right. Also on January 17th, in the Land Pavilion, there's going to be a new movie called Awesome Planet. Mm-hmm. That's all I know.
Yeah. I mean, it's from what I can tell, because they have just been brief about everything, it's essentially going to be like watching a Planet Earth episode cut down in Epcot. So I enjoy those documentaries. I could watch them on Netflix and such at my house, but maybe I'll watch it there.
What's it replacing? The Circle of Life?
No, it's replacing the so-so Earth.
The planet. Yeah. It's not an awesome planet yet. It's just
when was the last time you went to a movie in the land?
I didn't even make it to Circle of Life before they ended it. Like, I think the last time I saw it was 2 years before it closed, and I had trouble sitting through that. So,
yeah. I think it's one of those things. One of the things that was always fun to me about Epcot were these smaller things you can do.
Right.
It wasn't always about the big rides and the big attractions.
In my opinion, that movie was always something you did in the rain.
Could have been. Or just, after you all get off the land.
And you were already kind of mellow.
And you're already mellow. So that's coming January 17th. All right. Big one I'm really looking forward to.
Me
March
too.
4th, 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
I am looking forward to that.
So excited for it.
That sort of speaks to my love of Disney.
I'm going to be in the parks that day. Just realized that, but that's going to be where I head that morning.
Very cool.
Her schedule's pretty
I know.
set.
It's pretty set.
Craig, what did you want to add? Anything you want to add about Runaway Railway?
Well, not with Runaway Railway, but you also missed an Epcot on January 17th that will be the premiere of Canada Far and Wide, the updated Circle Vision 360 film starring
Of course he
Tracy
forgot the
Heinrich.
Canada. Of course he forgot the
I
Canada.
actually have it further down on my list.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Let me see. I might have put this on a different day. No, I don't have it at all.
It's not on surprising he doesn't have it at all.
I don't have it. It's okay. Tell us about it.
He
before.
knew about it, starring Tracy Heinrichs and Chris
that's
Heinrichs.
right.
Starring Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara.
Uncle
who-
Eugene, yeah.
Yeah.
We're all related in Canada.
Catherine O'Hara is a national treasure.
She really
Yeah.
is. Both of them are. Both of them. And fun to see this. They didn't show any preview of it or give any hint during the
I wonder if they're
media
going to keep
event.
the music.
I mean, they kept it the last time. They did the changeover with Martin Short.
was Martin
Just
Short the
updated
last
it a
one.
little bit with the first winner of Canada's American Idol or something like that.
Well, you see,
And-
it wouldn't be Canada's American Idol, would it?
Oh, that was stupid of me. Canada's.
I thought Canadians were supposed to be nice.
Yeah.
That's North American Idol.
It's Canadian Idol.
I didn't even know that they did that.
Yeah, well,
but-
they did a long time ago, but they did.
They
And
found
Ben
their one.
Mulroney was our Ryan
Right,
Seacrest.
they found their one idol, and then
Yeah.
they were over. one person with talent in Canada. I am joking.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
You
gonna get
can
the-
send those to John at.
When you're on when Disney uses as their hold music, they use the music from Canada, the Canada Pavilion, and you kind of grow to love it.
Oh, it's beautiful music.
Because it's Canadian, and you just grow to love us,
Yeah, that's
even though you don't want to. You fight it every step of the way. You can't help yourself.
Oh my gosh!
she
All right,
thinks we think about Canadians.
so back to Runaway Railway, March 4th, 2020. Very excited about that. We had a chance to see a very sneak preview of it during the media event. They showed us the pre-show. Not going to give anything away. Very cool effect that they do during the pre-show, and it's a lot of fun. It looks like it's going to be a
Really
lot of
looking
fun.
forward to it.
So those are things I have dates for. I'm going to now go through the list of things I don't have dates for.
There's only one other thing that they have a date for, and
What's that?
I don't even know if it made it to your list, but Drawn to Life. Is that the name
I
of it?
do have that. Yes, as a matter of fact.
Sorry, the new Cirque du Soleil show is what I was
Oh, okay.
referring to, and that is that debuts on April 17th, I believe. I know they're doing a week of previews before that.
And guess
but,
what? I don't even have that date. Go ahead, keep going.
I mean, that is the gist of it in terms of my knowing the date.
Guests can get ready to journey into a world where an animator's desk becomes the stage and drawings come to life in the new Cirque du Soleil show, Drawn to Life. Tickets are already on sale, including preview performances in March.
Yeah, and it just like John read in the description, it's supposedly going to bring animated portions of the show to life right in front of your eyes and blend in with the performers. So, and they have Disney animators are actually working on it right alongside Cirque du Soleil. So it will be a truly innovative show from what they're saying about it. So
It should be interesting. I want to remind folks that this is a separate ticketed event.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not familiar with it, you'd have to buy a ticket and go to a separate theater in Disney Springs. So just something to keep in mind. It's not part of your regular theme park pass. All right. Next up, Regal Eagle Smokehouse will be opening in Epcot. One of the first restaurants set to open in 2020 is Regal Eagle Smokehouse, Craft Drafts and Barbecue. I know it's incredibly cumbersome. A fast casual barbecue experience at the American Adventure. Sliced Texas beef brisket, Kansas City smoked chicken, Memphis dry rub pork ribs, North Carolina chopped smoked pork butt, power green salads, and more.
This seems like an about time kind of thing, doesn't it?
Like a way beyond.
Like we've always said that. It's like it's so bizarre. America's known. I think a lot of people would think about barbecue and things like that, and we always felt like that pavilion was a missed opportunity. Just
There
throwing
was a lot of discussion over what would they choose as a regional American thing. People thought New Orleans or like a New York City deli, and I think arriving at barbecue. I think that goes across the United States. I think it's a good idea, and it's a lot less embarrassing than a hot dog and a hamburger.
And barbecue has become, like, just over the past 10 years, it's blown up bigger and bigger. I mean, I know in Florida at least, but even anywhere I drive through, it's just people are starting to appreciate it more than probably the pulled pork that they used to have, which was, I apologize if you're watching
What's
this.
happening over there?
I don't know. It just doesn't want me to be here, I guess. For you listening out there, it doesn't matter, but for the watchers, it does.
Craig's
But
picture is cutting in and out.
yeah, but no, it's. I think. Oh my gosh, that's annoying.
Go ahead, put the camera on me. Now go ahead, say what you're gonna say. Go ahead, do it.
I believe that. I believe that people have come a long way from the old days where they could accept just like braised pork that was being passed off as like pulled pork that wasn't really good at all.
Yeah.
Now people actually appreciate like really good smoked brisket.
and they want real
meats.
ribs,
Yeah.
not the McRib.
Exactly.
I love the McRib.
Kevin does like the McRib. We have ceremonies when it's no longer available. We have we play taps.
Like morning.
We've had a chance to experience some of the food from this restaurant at various events, and what I've experienced is very good. Like not, I hate to say it this way, but not Disney's version of barbecue.
Right.
Like felt authentic.
And this is a
delicious.
quick service.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Hosted by Sam Eagle.
That's who it was. I was going to interject, and all that was coming to mind was Sam Smith. And I thought, I don't think Sam Smith is hosting it. He might
It's
be.
so depressing.
Right, it's a very emo type of
And he's British.
type of
Well, it was a cultural thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on, the next thing that's coming to Walt Disney World, Journey to Space 2020. Set to open this winter, Space 2020 restaurant will offer a one-of-a-kind dining experience. Clients will board a special elevator for a journey 220 miles above Earth to a space station where they'll...
You're getting there by
220. 220, not 2020. Yes, it's going to be think of the
Wonkavator.
Hydrolators.
the hydrolators. It's a...
But you're taking an elevator to the space shuttle?
Yes, to this restaurant in space. You'll enjoy fantastic meals and drinks while taking views that are truly out of this world. It's special effects is what it is. It's
Gotcha.
Disney magic at its best.
So it's not like the California Grill elevator. Where you would take that to the restaurant. This is
No, it
nice.
is
This is
not.
better than that.
I hope so.
Because that one gets
So
crowded.
describe winter 2020. Is that like January, February, March, or is that November, December?
No, I don't know for a date on this yet, and I apologize. It's Space 220. 200,
With the space
220.
elevator.
Right, with a space elevator.
But it is debuting this winter.
Yep.
So like first quarter of this year.
Yeah, well, the winter would...
I get your question.
Winter would spring until the spring solstice,
Okay, thank you.
which I believe is somewhere around March 20th, 21st.
Thank you, Captain
19th.
Proton.
Here for your service.
All right. Next up, Ample Hills Creamery Sweet Treats at Disney Springs. The
Back up. So Ample Hills is opening in Disney Springs.
Creamery, yep.
Is that a good thing?
Well, yeah, I had to go all the way over to the boardwalk to get it previously.
Well, you know where they're putting it, Tracy.
No, I don't, Craig.
It's going in right beside the movie theater.
Oh,
In the cigar
convenient.
store.
Really between the cigar store and the movie theater. It actually is. It's going right next to the cigar
I'm
store.
not lying. And across from Beatrix,
Yeah.
there's a new restaurant opening, and I thought they were going to like use Bongo's Cuban Cafe as the building.
They've
And
completely
we went
torn
the
it
other day,
down.
and
Bongos is gone.
like, go on.
Oh, yeah. The progression like happened over 3 weeks. I went to a movie and Bongos was standing but vacated after it
And then you
closed.
came out of the movie.
And then the next week
Oh, okay.
I show up and it was gutted and you could see through. And then I want to say like 2 days later, it was completely leveled. It was
We
just
went
gone.
to Haleo last week or the week before, and it was like, oh my gosh, it's gone.
It actually is nice and airy there without a big giant bongos. So.
It was weird because you walked past it and you went, "There's nothing here. It's only sky." So it's funny to see it completely gone. But again, so Ample Hills Creamery will open this winter. I don't need to have the explanation of when winter happens again.
This solstice. Just.
Well, see, never mind.
CityWorks, Eatery, and Poorhouse at Disney Springs.
They think this is going to save that NBA experience, don't they?
West side of Disney Springs this winter. The restaurant and bar will offer more than 80 beers on tap, feature plenty of high-def TVs, including a 165-inch screen, perfect for viewing live sports event. And you are correct, it's going in next to the NBA experience, kind of
under it.
It's a Poorhouse, P-O-U-R.
Correct.
Yeah, you won't find Oliver Twist there.
I was waiting, and then when he said about the 80 taps, it included.
Well, I think what happened was once it goes up, Craig will be in the Poorhouse.
Right.
After going
So
to
that-
the Poorhouse.
Yeah, this opens up actually it could be open by the time this episode releases. I know it opens up in January. I forget.
I got to tell you, they've been working on that for a long time. Those walls have been up there for a long time.
Yeah, and I'm kind of kicking myself. CityWorks it's a chain. I don't know how many there are, but I know when I was just home for the holidays, right in kind of a busy area, Pittsburgh, they have one set up, and I looked inside, and it is truly a sports bar. Tons of TVs,
Wow.
lots of beer, lots of food, big portions. It looked like in there, so I think it's going to be very
something that
popular.
was needed in Disney Springs, I think.
Yeah, because one of the questions we get more than any other, I can speak for myself and Corey Martin, is where do you go to watch games?
Yep.
And I usually tell them, don't watch them on property. Go off to Ale House or any other restaurant that is a little bit more accessible with it, but can't argue with what they're putting in here. It seems like it's going to be the go-to.
I worry that it's going to be sort of this battle of noise between that and House of Blues.
For sure.
It's just going to be this vortex of sound as you walk through there. But not my thing. But
And those NBA employees out throwing basketballs at
Really?
people.
I have an idea.
The fries are done.
The fries are done. Also coming up is Mickey's Shorts Theater. A new Mickey Mouse inspired theater will debut at Disney's Hollywood Studios in March. We don't have an exact date. You can stop in to watch an original cartoon short and enjoy special photo opportunities. So again, a little bit of Disney magic, a little bit more Mickey in the parks is always a good thing. Savor a sweet treat at La Creperie de Paris in Epcot. Offering both table and quick service options. This opens
What
this
was it called?
summer. Le Creperie de Paris.
I feel so sorry right now for people who are listening and not watching.
And not watching me actually
Because
trying to
his
distort my mouth.
face
There are
just
facial
distorted
gymnastics.
to like a very French look.
HarmonioUS at Epcot in 2020. This is going to be the new nighttime spectacular at Epcot that replaces Epcot. What is it?
Epcot Forever,
Temporarily.
Temporarily forever.
Forever.
And
Epcot forever for now.
and they just said that it will be coming in spring. So that will be somewhere between March and in
Okay, now
June.
just be calm.
Thank you.
Summer solstice.
Because winter is at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year.
Right.
So that's a big difference.
This show will feature massive floating set pieces, custom-built LED panels, choreographed moving fountains, lights, pyrotechnics, lasers, and more.
In other words, what they had before.
Roundup Rodeo Barbecue at Disney's Hollywood Studios, a new table service location coming to Toy Story Land in 2020. It'll be an immersive restaurant. It'll be a kaleidoscope of toys, games, and play sets with delicious dishes. So quite a bit restaurants coming for sure. And then the other big thing that's coming to Epcot is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure,
I'm excited about that too.
set to open in summer of 2020.
I have not ridden Rise of the Resistance, but in my mind, the best ride I've ever ridden in a theme park was Ratatouille in Paris. I haven't seen Rise of the Resistance, but that was my favorite.
There are elements of Ratatouille in Rise of the Resistance. That's all I can say.
So you're shrunk to the size of a rat?
Right.
That was the element.
That was the element.
You won.
A lot of great stuff coming to Walt Disney World in 2020. By no coincidence, 2021 is a big anniversary. So we think what they're doing is they're sort of front loading all this stuff in so it's ready.
You still cannot book for 2021
Cannot
or
book.
October of 2021 yet.
No.
So
I answer that question probably every day.
Only once? It's slowing down.
yeah, really.
But I'm not the agent,
Yeah.
so I'm getting it in the reservations account.
So fun stuff. Good stuff is coming. It's always great when there's new stuff coming
Absolutely.
to Disney, for sure.
It's exciting. It's a really exciting time now at Disney. I'm really, a lot of the construction, you can start to see the results of all of that. And, there's still a lot going on, but there's a lot of projects completed. And it's just an exciting time right now, I think.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm excited that there's a lot of across the board stuff.
Right.
I've never made it a secret that I'm not interested in Star Wars. So I was never excited about this opening. It wasn't my thing. I'm excited about the fact that there's so much variety.
Well, what happened was Galaxy's Edge was the attention for so long.
It
Right?
did.
Right.
And
They're
it
building it. They're going to build it. There's going to be this ride.
it
there's gonna
sucked a
be
lot
this.
of air out of the room.
Yeah. I mean, but it was the thing we were all focused on for so long. It's nice to have other stuff now out there in the Disney ether.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say what people should do. We obviously know that a lot of people are being very vocal about waiting until 2021 and the anniversary, and because then Tron will be open and Guardians of the Galaxy, the Cosmic Rewind will be open. But once Remy's Ratatouille adventure opens this summer, probably alongside with the Creamery and then Regal Eagle, that's kind of when everything will be in place after all of those open up in summer. I would think about fall as a time to come down and see all of these before the madness begins. Because Rise of the Resistance has to be seen. People are going to love Remy's Ratatouille adventure. And Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I think, is going to blow us all away. Something that, I kind of going into that attraction, I was saying to myself, well, Hollywood Studios doesn't need another E-ticket attraction. They could really settle for like a C or a D-ticket attraction. But I think Runaway Railway is going to be just as popular as Rise of the Resistance is. If any inkling of what we saw from our little bit of the pre-show signifies what's going to happen in that attraction. So I can't imagine waiting even longer to seeing those marquee attractions here.
Disney's promotion at the moment is their marketing is now more than ever. So they want you to travel this year. And I think it's a good year to be here.
I think so too. And I don't think you want your first trip here to be for the 50th. Could you imagine?
Oh my gosh.
Because we all know how crazy. Remember when we were all at Magic Kingdom on the 40th? And can you imagine your first trip being that? So as your travel agent, I think you need to come this year.
I remember being at Epcot for Disneyland's 50th. And it was that worldwide celebration. And it was just lunacy.
Yeah.
Finish what you're saying about as your travel agent.
As your travel agent,
It's okay.
I think you should go this year and next year.
Or just come and stay.
We'll book you this year, and this is when you're going to get your feet wet, and you're going to learn the ropes, and you're going to have a plan in place and get some of these things out of the way, so that when you come for the
She makes
50th
vacation sound fun, doesn't
Yeah.
she?
Well, here's the thing, too. We all know this. This is no secret. Disney is not a 1 week place. You can't come here for a week and see it all and do it all, or even see and do the big stuff.
Yeah.
You need more time than that. Most people, most Americans don't have more than a week's vacation that they can give up, so they have to come.
Right. And I have so
Multiple
many
times.
clients who took their one trip of a lifetime, like
Right.
9 trips ago.
Exactly.
So everybody thinks it's going to be that one trip of a lifetime, and very rarely is it.
That's how people are with ABD.
Yeah.
They say, this is going to be our,
Yeah.
this is the big shot. And I think,
Splurge.
Yeah. Just put
Okay, good.
here's my card just in case.
Excellent. So if you're looking to come to Walt Disney World in 2020, please visit us, www.dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. Put in your no obligation quote. We'll just tell you what the pricing is. You can start working with an agent, get some alternate ideas and alternate pricing, and be on your way. We hope to see you soon. All right. Thank you guys very much for helping me with this conversation. Thank you, everybody at home, for listening and watching. We hope you have a great week, and we hope you have a great vacation.